Good day to everyone. My topic for today is all about leadership and the management of meaning. This is your Professor Rodel Mendoza. So, leader versus manager. Okay, so leadership and the management of meaning. So, let's actually leaders engage in the management of meanings in order to justify their actions and the changes they introduce to the organization. So, they might recruit followers and motivate members of the organization to support their actions and create shared perceptions at saka yung mga interpretations so that the members in the implementation of actions are guided by a common vision and mission and strategic objectives of the company. So how is the leadership and management related? That is the question right now. We talk about managing versus leading. They are actually different, or two complementary qualities that are linked to each other. So, extricating one, from the other is impossible. So, when you talk about leaders, they are in charge of inspiring and motivating people, whereas managers are do intend to plan, to organize and to coordinate with people. So a leader set his eyes on the bigger picture, while a manager puts all the pieces of the daily puzzle together. So talking about less leader versus manager, what is a leader and what is a manager? A leader is a person who directs, guides and influences the behavior of his followers, towards the attainment of specific goals. While the manager, siya yung representative of the organization that were in charge of the management of the work of a group of employees, and he's responsible to take actions if required. So the main difference, class, between leaders and managers is that leaders have people, they have people to follow them, while managers have people to work for them or to work with them. So a successful business owners needs to be both a strong leader and manager at the same time, to get their team on board, to follow them towards their strategic vision for the success of the company. So leaders help organizations and people to grow. While managers, their dedicated accomplishment, comes from making work processes more efficient and effective. And leadership breeds loyalty, dedication, passion to achieve something, competence, and accountability. So when you talk about class leadership versus management, vision, you would start with the vision. Effective leadership is centered on a vision to guide change, whereas managers set out to achieve organizational goals through implementing processes such as budgeting, organizational structuring, and staffing. So leaders are more intent on thinking ahead and capitalizing on opportunities. So management class consists of controlling a group, or a set of entities to accomplish a goal. While leadership refers to an individual's ability to influence, pwede rin sila mag-motivate and enable others to contribute towards organizational success of a company. So influence class and inspiration separate leaders from managers No, usually kasi they are in charge of power and control, but it's more than power and control. It's more of like motivating employees and giving them the right burning fuel, not to do something. So we have top 5 no differences between leading and managing nga. Sabi nila when you talk about leaders create vision. Ito yung mga managers naman nag-execute sila ng vision. Leaders create change while managers react to change. Leaders are people focused while managers are structure focused. Leaders seek feedback while managers minimize weaknesses. And leaders lead people while managers manage work. So management class is the process of setting and achieving organizational goals through its functions. Ang ginagawa nila, they are doing forecasting, organization, coordination, training, and monitoring evaluation din no, at the end of the 6 months for regularization of a certain employee. While leadership is the ability to influence to make others to follow you. It's the ability to guide no the human side of business for teachers. So continuation. So leading is a vision strategy, creating a value, influence, and inspiration. No, and they have followers, leading people. People focus sila. Charismatic style, risk and change seekers. No, they appeal to the heart. Proactive din sila and set direction. They are also doing raising expectation and ask questions class no. So pag sinabi mong managing, ito yung they're in charge of policies and procedures no, counting value, power and control. They have subordinates no, managing work focus, authoritarian style, risk averse and stability, and they appeal to the head no. Reactive sila, they also plans details, maintain status quo and give direction also. So yung similarity nila, leading and managing, accomplish a goal no. They explain vision, they do organization figureheads and motivate others and mobilize resources. Next, goodwill naman class. Both leaders and managers need the goodwill of those who follow no. So, anong ibig sabihin ng goodwill class? A goodwill is a kindly feeling of approval and support, no? It's a benevolent, no, interest of concern, no, people of goodwill. Ito yung mga the favor or advantage, no, that a business has acquired, no, especially through its brand and its good reputation. So, when you talk about this one, nangyayari lang to, no, when one company acquires another for a price, no, higher than a fair market value of its assets. Ito yung mga feeling of wanting no, to be friendly and helpful to someone. Pwede rin siyang mga gesture of goodwill, no? A gesture of goodwill, no? We agreed to do the work free of charge, o yung mga synonyms and related words about friendship and feelings of friendship, no? So goodwill class encourages loyalty. They also do forgiveness, no? Credibility and respect for the leader on the organization, no? And the leader represents, no? Leadership plus is a vital management function, no? That helps to direct an organization's resources for improve efficiency, no? At saka yung mga achievement ng mga goals nila. While yung effective leaders naman provide clarity of purpose, motivate and guide the organization to realize its mission. Lahat naman important, no, but naturally leadership is ahead of management, no. A well-balanced organization as leadership at its base. So in building our business, we need to harness our passion and vision with disciplined processes. So next, what leaders and management share? Professionalism, knowledge, and interpersonal skills po. Now together, etong dalawang terms kasi ng leading and managing from the framework, no, it rooted from skills and abilities, no, and that are necessary for an individual to drive team success. So, as a matter of fact, yung concept of leadership and management are transposable din, no? Pwede silang especially in describing performance, no, effectiveness within an organization. So, yung mga management class includes, they are doing planning. No? They are doing organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So, itong mga leadership natin is mainly a part of directing function of management. And leaders focus on listening, building relationship, no? They are also responsible for doing teamwork, inspiring others, motivating, and persuading the followers. So what do leaders and managers have in common? So basically, leaders and managers are both in charge, no, of a group of people. They are usually in a position, no, of power and have goals they're in charge of, especially in a meeting. And leaders and managers do have overlapping functions. Some managers are called upon to be leaders in their own right, no? At saka nagsiset sila ng mga tactical vision for some project or performance na initiated din nila, no, within during a meeting. At saka yung mga executive level leaders natin, they usually manage employees. They must manage employees, no, and coordinate budgets, no. And at the same time, gagawa din sila ng mga status reports dun sa mga project na ginawa nila. So, management may be responsible class for implementing tactics and organizing the actions that move a business, no, towards its goals. But it's leadership that sets those goals, no. The leaders determine a company's, no, overarching visions, goals, and directions, no, while managers handle the nuts and bolts of charting the course to get there. Next, leadership. No, it's the ability to influence others to achieve goal. They are in charge of influencing and guiding followers, no, or other members in a certain company. And a leader is in charge. No, they are the individual who have the ability to convince other people to follow them. No, a great leader, no, inspires confidence in other people, no, and moves them into action of reality. No, a leader is the head guy also, or gal, no, the one running the show. So the definition class of leadership is the position of building a group, no, or the ability to lead. Leadership can exist in both formal and informal groups, no. Example niyan yung mga formal settings such as yung written within a large corporation, no. A leader of the group is usually someone who has been appointed, no, to a high position of authority. And leadership is a vital management functions, no, that helps to direct an organization's resources for improved efficiency and achievement of goals, no. And effective leaders provide clarity of purpose, motivate and guide the organization to realize the mission. What are the 5 rules class of leadership? Number 1, no, shaping the future. What does it mean by shaping the future? So this rule embodied the strategies dimension of the leader. Strategies answer the question, where are we going, and make sure that those around them understand the direction as well. No? Next, make things happen. So, turn what you know into what you do, no? Ito yung mga making things happen, no? So, the executor dimension of the leader, no, focuses on the questions, how will we make sure we get where we are going, no? And executors translate strategy into action and put the system in place, no, for others to do the same. So, they are also intend to understand how to make change, no, happen. They are also doing assigning accountability, knowing which key decisions to take which, and how to delegate it and make sure that the teams work well together. So they keep promises class to multiple stakeholders. The rules for executors, no, revolve around discipline for getting things done and the technical expertise to get the right things done right. No? They're also in charge of engaging today's talent. No? Where leaders will optimize talent to answer the questions, no, who goes with us on our business journey, for example. No? Talent managers know how to identify whether sila mag-build and engage talent to get the needed result now. No? They are also identify what skills are required. No? Draw talent to their organization engage them and communicate extensively, and ensure that employees turn their best efforts. So talent managers generate intense personal, professional, and organizational loyalty. So the rules for talent managers center around resolutions so that help people develop themselves for the good of organization. Building the next generation class. Now, leaders are the human capital. No developer answer the questions who stay and sustains the organization for the next generation. So, talent managers class ensure shorter term result through people, while human capital developers ensure that the organization has the longer term competencies required for future strategic success. No? They ensure that the organization will give outline any single individual, just as good parents invest in helping their children succeed. Ito yung mga human capital na nagde-develop ng mga future talent, no? They also understand how to develop that talent and help employees seek their future careers within the company. So, human capital class developers install rules and demonstrate a pledge to building the next generation talent. Next, invest in yourself. Usually at the heart of the leadership code kasi meron silang personal proficiency na tinatawag. Ito yung mga effective leaders that cannot be reduced, no? And they know what to do or what they do. And who they are as a human beings, has everything to do with how much they can accomplish, with and through other people. So leaders are learners, from success, from failure, from assignment, books, classes, people, and life itself. No, they are also passionate about their beliefs and interests. No, they expend an enormous personal energy and attention on whatever matters to them. So effective leaders class inspire loyalty then, and goodwill in others because they themselves they act with integrity and trust, They are decisive and impassioned, They are capable of bold and courageous moves. They are confident in their ability to deal with situations as they arise, and they can tolerate ambiguity. So leaders class are learners. They are learners from success, failures, assignment, books, classes, people, and life. And like most of us, leaders often go through experiences, somewhat mindlessly, accomplish tasks, but learning a little, about themselves and their impact. So our research on leadership development shows that leaders who are in learning mode develop stronger leadership skills than their peers. No, part ng commitment class for the leaders, the learners, is being comfortable with vulnerability. So, syempre, as a leader, you don't have to have all the answers all the time. Diba? Being able to admit that you don't know with confidence makes you more of an authentic leader. So, leaders must lead the way in this commitment to vulnerability. And leadership can play a key role in improving learning outcomes of learners by setting strategic direction and goal, influencing teachers and facilitator behaviors and motivations. They're also doing mobilizing resources and support their institutional development and keeping teachers, facilitators, learners focused on teaching. What about the principles of leadership? Number one, we have to lead by example. Many successful leaders class demonstrate how to behave, perform tasks, and do their work. And a good leader models excellent behavior, and they must be able to give motivation and encouragement to other people. So the most successful companies, and organization have leaders who help their understand, the value of their vision and show them how everyone can work together, to achieve the goal in their role. So leadership is about people class. It's more of like communicating and engaging with your team, is essential to leadership. Now, interpersonal and communication skills are essential to any leader. And without being able to communicate your vision to others, leadership will be challenging as well. So as a leader, you should have the best possible relationship with each member of your team. And this means that you're not only relating to those people in top level management, but also the people who work in the lowest level positions, no, and everyone in between. Next, focus on change. The transformation class should be at the foundation of every leadership plan. And people need to understand what your goals, no, and objectives are, and the part they can play in transforming the organization. So once they know the direction and changes, no, that need to happen, they may be more willing, no, to work, no, with you towards accomplishment of the task. Be human and admit mistakes, no, as well. Well, everyone makes mistakes, diba? But it can only be beneficial for other people to see a leader, no, acknowledge their mistakes, no, as it can help them to be more relatable, and they seem to be vulnerable at the same time authentic as well. And mistakes can show you where you went wrong and how you can improve in the future, no. A wise leader, no, learns from each experiences and uses it, no, to teach their employees and themselves what areas they need to focus on to grow as an organization. Next, understand the value of listening. Learn to listen more than you talk. No, a lot of us are talking and talking without listening. So when you listen, you could be finding out valuable, no, new information that may help you lead effectively. And leaders are great listeners as well, which does not mean that they must agree with everything they hear, but they must try to make sense of it and understand. No. Next, develop leadership skills. So a leader is defined by their behavior and actions. No, a good leader has specific skills and characteristics, no, that help them lead effectively. Next, promote diversity. Well, a leader should be welcome diversity, no, and differences of other people by harnessing the strengths that it can offer in a company. So when everyone has the same background or and experiences, it means that there's a limited field of expertise. But when there is a diverse range, di ba, you may be able to approach things differently, no, and find fresh perspective. Next, number 8, work together to achieve more. So collaboration is the act of working with others to share information, no, strategies and successes, and every great leaders understand its importance. So cooperation and collaboration can happen only between organization without affecting healthy competition. And a leader should embrace, no, the benefits working collaboratively, what a collaboration can bring to the organization. Next, have solid values. So an effective leader must have a clear vision, no, and solid values. So to inspire other followers, no, and motivate them as well. So values are essential, diba? And they show that you are a credible leader. So profit or revenue is also essential to every business, but it should not be the sole value that a leader works toward, no, diba? Hindi lang puro pera, no. Employees appreciate working with a great team, no, having flexible working hours, job security, training, at saka yung mga development, no, faculty, usually training and development, employee development. No? It's a comfortable working environment, no, and a job, no, that makes them feel like they are making a difference. Next, they are in charge of using technology and innovation. So since technology and innovation in the workplace is a widespread, no, as a leader, you should take advantage of the benefits, no, that technology can bring to your organization. And technology can help in the operation of a business, no, increase productivity then, and help movement into new markets, no, to facilitate and achieve the company vision. So, yung communication class across the world is easier, no? Using the technology that we have right now, which helps with collaboration. And teams can now work together even if they're based in different countries, like the principle of telecommuting, di ba? Next, help to develop future leaders. So, there's always a need for good leadership. And part of being a great leader is to make sure that there is someone else, no, who can take over your role when necessary. So thinking about the future class in this way is a strong leadership trait. And the organization will benefit from having a plan, no, in place that leaves no time gap, no, when people have no leader to look to. And when employees are educated, they become good leaders. They are motivated to take ownership of the work as well. Next, traits of an effective leader class. You should be effective communicators. Leaders are excellent communicators, no? Being able to clearly and concisely explain problems, o kaya yung mga solutions din. And leaders know when to talk and when to listen, no? So in addition, leaders are able to communicate, no, on different levels, like one-on-one, yung mga phone, via phone, via email, via teleconferencing, etc. They should be accountable and responsible as well. So leaders hold themselves accountable and take responsibility for any mistakes. No, leaders are support, no, encourages and but individuality while abiding by organizational structures, yung mga rules and policies na kailangang i-follow, no? Long-term thinkers din sila, meaning they are visionaries, no? This is the evidence, no, by the leadership, no, trait of being able to plan for the future, no, through concrete and quantifiable goals, no? They should understand the need for continuous change and are open to try new approaches, no, to solve problems, no, kaya makapag-improve ng mga processes. Self-motivated din sila. Ibig sabihin, leaders are they are able to keep going and attain goals despite setbacks, no? Good leaders are best when they are weak, but they're also being motivated to achieve more, no? When they are inspired. They should be confident, no? Ibig sabihin, good leaders share leadership trait of confidence. They're able to make tough decisions, no, and lead with authority. So by being confident, leaders are able to reassure, no, inspire others, no, establish open communications, and encourage teamwork. Next, people-oriented din sila class. No, typically mga people-oriented, no, they are team players. No, they are able to foster a team culture. Mabilis sila makisama. They involve in others in decision making, and they show concern for each team member. So by being a people-oriented class, leaders are able to energize, no, and motivate others. And by making each individual feel important and vital to the team success, no, they secure the best effort from each member of the team. Emotionally stable din sila kaya, so ibig sabihin, leaders exercise good control, no, and regulations over their own behavior and unable to tolerate frustration and stress, no? And leaders are able to cope with changes, no, in the environment without having the intense emotional reaction. Next, culture and climate class. So, each organization has its own culture. May tayong tinatawag na long-term the roots, values and beliefs, history, past and present leadership, no, and the way to do things. Climate is the feel of the organization, no, short-term the leaves, individual and shared perspective, yung mga mood, happy ka ba, contented ka ba, natatakot ka ba, o kaya yung mga pilang organization part yan ng climate, no? So, leadership has a profound impact on climate and culture. So if the leadership possibilities are exponential, then so are the promises of a happy people and success, no, in the organization. So climate equals moral. And culture, on the other hand, is what you can get, no, people to do. So yung mga organizational culture natin in climate consists of shared values, norms, attitudes, and perceptions, no, that influence how people in an organization behave. Ito yung mga priorities, no, leadership, commitments, staff motivation, no, that reflect culture and climate. And climate describe the shared perceptions of the people in the group or organization, no? While culture includes how people feel about the organization and the beliefs, yung mga values, assumptions nila, and to provide identity, no, and set standards of behavior. So leadership plus culture is important, not to building organizational culture. And leadership culture is how leaders interact, no, with one another and their team members. So it's the way leader operate, no, communicate and make decisions. And it's about everyday working environment. Yung mga behavior nila, interaction, beliefs, and values. Mga manipulation or complacency, negative cultures, no, can create significant challenges for change. At the same time, yung mga positive leadership can overcome negative culture and turn the tide, no, over time. So a few result, no, mga encouraging result and positive experiences can go a long way. Next, the process of great leadership. They're in charge of challenging the process, no, inspire the shared vision, enable others to act, and encourage the heart. So challenge the process class. No, it's the person find a process that you believe, no, that needs to be improved the most. inspiring a shared vision. Ibig sabihin yan, yung mga share your vision in words that can be understood by your followers and enable others to act, no? Give them the tools and method to solve the problem. It also requires the ability and opportunity, no, to affect the actions of others. So yung mga leading to positive organizational outcomes, no, a position that can be given instantly, but leadership, no, is a lengthier process that involves building trust. And usually the leadership process is the ongoing relationship, no, between leaders and followers to accomplish company goals, no? And it's basically the influence of a leader in achieving shared goals through followers, no? The process of leaders and followers working together. So it's different for each business, no? So leadership is a process, no, of social influence, which maximizes the efforts of others, no, towards the achievement of a goal. And leadership is a process of social influence, no, which maximizes towards, no, the achievement of a certain vision and mission. So next, let's study the management leadership theories, models, and gurus. Ito ay isa yan, meron tayong pag-aaralan ng corporate governance, social contract, yung mga Maslow hierarchies of needs, love and spirituality in management and business, and change agent, no? So, corporate governance class. Now, corporate governance is the system of rules, no, practices, and processes, no, by which a company is directed and controlled. And corporate governance refers the way in which a companies are governed and to what purpose, no, it has identifies, no, usually the power and the accountability and will make decision. It is also a system that aims to instill policies and rules, no, that helps maintain the cohesiveness of an organization and also exists, no, to help hold the company accountable, no, while helping steer clear of financial, legal, and ethical pitfalls, no. Corporate governance class is the combination of rules, processes, or laws, no, by which a business are operated, regulated, or controlled. Usually, mga term yan, it encompasses the internal and external factors that affects the interest of company stakeholders, no, including yung mga shareholders, customers, suppliers, government regulators, at saka yung mga management. Social contract class, ito yung mga theory, no, that says people live together in society, no, in accordance with an agreement that establishes moral and political rules of behavior. Some people, no, believe that if we live according to a social contract, we can live morally, no, by our own choice and not because of a divine being requires it. So social contract theory class, no, nearly as an old philosophy itself, it is viewed as a person's moral, no, or yung mga political obligations, no, dependent upon a contract or agreement among them, no, from society in which they live. So, ang aim ng social contract is to show the members of some society the reason to endorse and comply with the fundamental social rules, yung mga laws, yung mga institutions, yung mga principles ng bawat society. Next, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's a need theory, di ba? It's a need theory of motivation, no, that states 5 categories of human needs that dictate an individual's behavior. Ito nga yung mga needs of physiological needs, safety needs, yung mga love, belonging needs, esteem needs, at saka yung mga self-actualization needs, no? So, Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a theory of psychology explaining human motivation that is based on the pursuit of the different levels of needs. And this theory states that humans are only motivated to fulfill their needs in a hierarchical order. And this order begins with the most basic needs before moving on to a more advanced needs. And usually from bottom of hierarchy, upwards, the needs are physiological, yung food and clothing. Safety, yung mga job security, love and belonging needs, yung friendship, esteem and self-actualization needs. No? Needs lower down in the hierarchy must be satisfied before individuals can attend to needs higher up. Okay, so Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a go-to model, no, that explains the psychology of human motivation. It helps you spend less time, guessing what makes people tick, no? So that you can spend more time doing the things that motivate them. No? It's enable us to be more creative and strategic as practitioners. It also help us to understand the career development plans, no? Yung mga practices, yung mga goals and experiences natin that empowers us with knowledge needed to identify interest, yung mga skill sets natin, strength and values natin. Love and spirituality in business management class is a perspective that embraces spiritual values of integrity. No, yung honesty, accountability, quality, cooperation, service, tsaka yung mga intuition natin, trustworthiness, respect, and service in business context. So content may be subject to copyright, for example, no, and it's interconnected with the world at large. So key spiritual values, no, usually embraced in business context that includes integrity, no. People at all levels in the corporate hierarchy increasingly want to nourish their spiritual and spirit and creativity, no. Workplace spirituality includes many aspects, no, like meaningful work of community, organizational values, workplace spirituality that is intended to interconnect past experiences, no, and develop trust among employees, no, in a way that would lead the people, the lead organization into a better and productive environment. So if we view companies from a broader perspective, we would see that spirituality inspire a way of doing business, no, the spiritual values of honesty, integrity, trustworthy, cooperation, respect, patience, responsibility, flexibility, and unity. Next, change agent. So a change agent is sometimes called the agent of change, no? Or change advocate. Champion and change agent are sometimes used interchangeably, no? However, some see differences between the roles of each one plays in supporting change. With a change agent having more responsibilities and accountability than a champion, no, for ensuring that change happens successfully. So next, management, so process of controlling things, people. It's the act of or art, no, of managing, no, the conducting or supervising of something, no, such as in business. So business improve under the management of new owners, yung mga judicious of means of to accomplish an end, extremely cautious when it comes to money management, for example, no. It refers to the optimal way to accomplish tasks, no, and achieve goals like planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling, no, functions or processes. So a lot of important information regarding management and its work, no, can be derived from its definition. Yeah, so in the business management context class, it's the coordination and organization of business activities. Yung mga business managers oversee operations and help employees reach their top productivity levels. And a business manager may also supervise or train new employees and helping business to reach its operational and financial objectives. Next, concerns of managers, communicating effectively with employees. So as a manager class, there could often be an element, no, of distance from the rest of the team. And this creates one of the biggest challenges, no, for managers, bridging the distance with effective and timely communication skills. So good managers need to develop advanced listening and speaking, no, as they plan to play a huge role of success of like yung mga biggest causes of stress nila, no? Next, confronting performance problems. Performance problems are always going to be a concern for any manager in the organization, but today's fierce business environment, no, if your teams aren't performing to a high standard, then the competitor could easily come in and take your customer's business. So you need to go to the root of any problem quickly. Be careful, and as a managers, it's your duty to balance everything, diba? Letting employees go. So this would probably be always the hardest part of any manager's job, diba? And something that you never want to get too comfortable doing. So there's no easy way around this one, but doesn't become easy. So how much experience you had, no, in terms of letting employees go, it's more of like observing employees and appreciating their decisions, no, because not all employees have you want to stay in the company, they also have better plans for themselves, diba? Next, making the right hiring decisions. So many candidates out there might have the experience and skills you might be looking for, but make sure that they are in line, no, with your firm, diba? So a good manager is able to decipher, no, between a good skills, no, hire and good cultural fit, no, finding the right blend of both. If you want to make a wrong decision in the hiring process, it can quickly affect your team's morale and performance, diba? You'll also have to deal with other problems. So make sure that it's patterned in the hiring and development process of your human resource department. Next, managing conflicts with your team. So your team works well together. So they're great collaborators, feel comfortable being creative together, and get on socially. But usually there are conflict arises now between two colleagues, but sometimes with you then. It can be felt throughout the team. So when conflict aren't solved, they can quickly affect productivity and morale. So make sure that you are being the leaders, and make sure that you are able to manage any conflicts and finding better solutions, no? And make sure that you are always coordinating with HR's policies in terms of managing conflicts and disputes inside the organization. Next type of managers class, meron tayong tinatawag na ano no? Traditional and agile, no? So traditional management styles are typically structured like this, no? A senior executive, no? Yung mga usually in command of power, because the traditional organization classes many layers of management, no? And many people need time to weigh up and coordinate issues, no? It takes a long time to make decisions. So therefore, a lot of managers may feel no, their opinions are being ignored. So traditional managers class embrace process, seek stability and control, no, and instinctively to resolve problems quickly, sometimes before they fully understand the entire problem, no? And traditional managers set expectation for the employees below them who need to meet certain goals, but the manager receive the reward for achieving these goals, no? Next, yung mga agile managers o yung mga high performance natin. High performance styles are around, it's viewed as the new and progressive kasi, no? It develops flat, self-managing, self-organizing, high performance teams, and these teams attend to the five functions, no, of a traditional management, like in planning, organizing, staffing, and leading and controlling leaving the high performance leader not free to concentrate on strategic matters. So, and high performance leaders usually tolerate chaos, no, and lack of structure, and are willing to delay closure to understand an issue more carefully, diba? Next, motivation plus the desire to continue an activity. So it's a process that initiates, guides, and maintains no goal-oriented behavior. It's what helps you to lose extra weight. Now, for example, if you pushes to you to get a promotion at work, in short, no, motivation causes you to act the way that gets you closer to your goal. So in everyday usage, motivation plus is used to describe why a person does something. It is the driving force, no, behind human actions, no? Motivation includes biological, emotional, social, and cognitive forces, no, that activate human behavior. And motivation also involves factors that direct and maintain goal-directed action, no? Although such motives are rarely or directly observable. Now, as a result, we are most often reasons why people do things that they do based on observable behaviors, no? Next importance of motivation class, it increases your efficiency, no? As you work toward your goals. It also drives you to take action. It also encourages you to engage in health-oriented behaviors, diba? Help you to avoid unhealthy and maladaptive behaviors, no? Ito rin yung mga feel you are more in control of your life and improve your overall well-being and happiness. So we have two types of motivation class, yung tinatawag natin extrinsic. It arises from the outside of the individual and often involves external rewards such as yung mga trophies, money, social recognition, and praise. Yung pag sinabi naman natin intrinsic loss is the internal arises na from within the individual, such as doing a complicated crossword puzzle no, purely for the gratification of solving problems. Okay? Next, cost-benefit loss. Cost-benefit is the analysis in systematic process that business used to analyze with decisions to make and which to forego, di ba? So the cost-benefit analysis sum the potential reward expected from a situation or action and then subcontract the total cost no, associated with taking that action. And some consultants or analysts also build models to assign a dollar value in tangible items, no, such as the benefit and cost associated with living in certain town. Okay. So thank you for listening and God bless every one of you.